Hey yo, it's time to roar, get loud, let's ignite. Jeremy B in the house, we keeping it tight. Every weekday at 11, we ready to ride. Lions Talk Live, come and join the pride. Waking up early, it's that morning grind. Tune in to the show, leave the troubles behind. Jeremy B's the king, with the voice like thunder. Every word he spits, it's a lyrical wonder. Got the lions around, sharp and fierce. When we hear one pride, you can't help but feel your heart pierce. Talking all the topics, keep it real, keep it raw. With a lion's mentality, we're ready for the roar. One pride, it feels right. Jeremy B bringing the heat, morning light. Every weekday at 11, we taking flight. Lions Talk Alive, yeah, we ready to bite. One pride, hear us loud. Jeremy's in the zone, making us proud.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
All right, what up, though? It is Lions Talk with Smokin' Jeremy B, and we have news. We are still waiting for the Jared Goff restructure to be signed. There is a restructure in place. The Taylor Decker he has been released, supposedly, but I think they are looking for a trade partner before it's official at 11 a.m., but I doubt one happens for a 10-year-old vet who's oft injured. We got Bill T, Nick Burton, and RBF Fred. But yes, there was a lot of moves yesterday. And the Lions were included. Cade Mays and Larry Borom was signed. And he's an offensive tackle / guard for Larry Borom, a swing tackle option, and he's ex-Bears and Dolphin. He's the replacement for Dan Skipper, guys. I still think we end up with our offensive tackle of the future in the draft. That's why I still go that way. And Cade Mays was signed for 3 years at $25 million. $8.33 million a year is a great deal for what was, after the Raiders signed Linderbaum, the best center on the board. We talked about this. I said he'd be a Lion. I said it for weeks. I wasn't wrong. He was the guy I wanted to draft 4 years ago. But everybody laughed at me then when the Panthers got him. Kind of figured he would. That means drafting a replacement is more than likely, or a UDFA signing. I think he's a great pickup too. It gives us an anchor for a rookie to learn behind. So we got Cade Mays for center. We got Larry Borom. Don't forget we got Drew Scruggs, who may not even make the team, because right now, is he better than Frazier or Mahogany? We don't know. We know Cade Mays is better than Glasgow, who's gone. We cut him. Anzalone is now a Buccaneer. Amik Robertson is now a Commander. All things I said would happen. Khalif Raymond is a free agent and sitting out there right now. There are no new signings as of 11:59 a.m. for the Lions, and I don't expect there to be. Dwayne Keene, good to see you, brother. I love the Mays pickup. He was remember I said he's my first option because we can't afford Linderbaum or McGovern. I was realistic about what I expected. It was the perfect move. He was the third best one. Yep, he got cut by the Browns. I don't want him. I think Jack Strand is better than anybody said. Amen. That was the reason why we signed him. People can say that the cap is fluid, it's non-existent, but it's real. They have to work with it. And the cap deadline is actually March 13th for those that don't know. But there is a Goff restructure still pending. That is what I do know. That's probably going to clear anywhere from 25 to 40 million in cap room, seeing how we're sitting at 5.5 million under the cap now. Over the cap has been late with it because they didn't count that Decker's going to be gone as of tomorrow at 4 p.m. They didn't take off Monty's salary yet. Spotrac did. They did the math. We're 5.5 million cap compliant. So all we got to do is before all this stuff hits on March 13th, because the free agency starts March 11th, the paperwork's put in. It takes 48 hours for it to hit the contract to hit the roster. People have to remember players are already signed are also more expensive than rookies from the draft. At this point, it's worth the gamble on rookies. Absolutely. Yes, and we've been lucky. If people say last year was a bad draft, we went from 12 million over the cap to 5.5 million under before anybody else left. So think about that. Anything that Goff restructures now is all cap clearance for the people we just signed and anybody we're going to sign plus our rookies. Then if we restructure anybody else, it's bonus money. I think we're waiting. Guess who else is a free agent that I said would be one? AJ Epinesa. He's still out there. Nobody signed him. A guy that's looking for his true second contract because he got a 1-year prove-it deal. All we have to be is under the. We had a $5 million rollover, which pushed our cap to $313 million. So all we had to do is get under that. We're under that now. We're under that by 5.5 million, according to Spotrac. So, I've always used both of them, but over the cap has been wonky for like the last year, and Spotrac has been way more accurate. I got something in my head. There. But lo and behold, I said Cade Mays would be a Lion. He is. You mean Nick Foles? Because Nick Foles is an Eagle, I think. You talking about the kicker or the QB? That's what I wanted to know. Khalif Raymond just went to the Bears. So there we go. So look for us to get one of these corners, safeties, or running backs this draft that has special teams value other than Baki. Because Baki has been pretty good, but he has in the special teams unit, but hasn't done well at running back. Yinzer, good to see you, brother. What's up, Jackwagon? So did you like the little graphic I made for the show today? The one that told you that I was going live? I don't think so either. The kicker, huh? Jared Goff to the Chiefs for Mahomes. Yeah, we're not doing that. There you go. That's who we signed yesterday. On the left is Cade Mays. On the right is Larry Borom. He was used as an extra tackle or guard at times. If they draft Logan Jones, they can put him at guard and let him learn center. They don't need to do that. They can just let him learn. I think we're fine with what we got at guard. Tate Ratledge is staying at right guard, which means either Miles Frazier or Christian Mahogany will be our starter. I don't think it's Juice Scruggs. Juice Scruggs is not starter material. Montgomery went to the Texans. Logan Jones has never played anything other than defensive tackle or center. I knew he'd be a casualty. All right, Pat Rothwell. That's right. We're back. We're louder than ever. Everything's working. I worked out the kinks, got a new mic. I think it sounds a lot better. I think it was the best center left because we couldn't afford Linderbaum. And I said this all along. I wanted Cade Mays. If I was going to get anybody other than Linderbaum, who signed with the Raiders at $27 million a year, or McGovern, who re-signed with the Bills, it was Cade Mays. Free agency actually lasts till the beginning of training camp. It lasts right on past, but the first 2 weeks is when all the big moves are made. After that, it's team building moves. And that's what we're doing is we're building the team. Under my hat. Our defense right well, it looks less without AQM. AQM's a free agent. Without the restructure in place, we don't know how much we have to spend, and we don't know how many return. Yeah, he went back to his home team. So technically we stole him from Arizona last year in free agency, and he went back there, and he got paid well. Probably what he deserved, about $5.5 million. And I said that's what it would take to keep him. But at the same time, we still have Williams. We don't have Reeder. I am surprised because he's only missed one game in his career, I think, since his rookie. Yeah, we heard that. Right now, nobody's came. Yeah, I know Raymond. I know that Big Dan Raymond is gone. He signed with the Bears. They needed a kick returner. Good for them. We still had guys that kick and punt return last year fine. Actually, Tom Kennedy had better yards per punt return than Raymond did. That's probably why we let him go. Did you see the picture of Kirby Joseph's knee getting the acupuncture done? There it is. Raiders already have two defensive ends. They signed both of them yesterday. Raiders was probably did the most to rebuild their team out of anybody because they had a lot of cap room. Kenneth Walker, K9, went to the Chiefs. Good move for them, seeing how Pacheco's a free agent. Yeah, I know. I've been saying that for you should have saw my free agent recap with Mark from Driving to the Top last night. He's actually walking around fine without a brace. He was at the Michigan State basketball game throwing out t-shirts before the game. He's actually looking good and moving well. So I think he's going to be fine. I just said he's moving well. I think it was both of them. Vegas in the AFC and Carolina in the NFC. They both did wonders. Devin Lloyd to the Panthers to shore up the linebacker core. That was a huge move. And remember, their starting center got hurt after week 11. Cade Mays only started the last 6 games. And during those 6 games, Cade Mays was the 6th highest rated center in the NFL. When you compare it to everybody over the whole season, it looks like he's the 22nd or the 28th center. They cut Kirk Cousins. They cut Kirk Cousins is why. You didn't hear about that? Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr, Kyler Murray are all free agents. Yes, and they got Jalen Phillips. But Jalen Phillips, after he had his one sack versus us, did nothing the rest of the season. I think so too. We will draft a QB or get one out of the UDFAs that is not drafted. As long as it's not Diego Pavia, I'm good. Because I think he's trash. He's too cocky. He'll be the Johnny Manziel of this draft and wash out of the league before year 3. Yep. So the Browns just assigned All-Pro linebacker Quincy Williams, reuniting him with his old linebackers coach. Yeah, Levis is basically gone, or he'll be the third QB. 9 picks. That's right. We got 2 fourths, 2 fifths, and we got 2 sixths and a 7th. And of course, picks the first round pick and the second round pick. Pick 17 and 50. I wouldn't be surprised. Let's say the top 4 tackles are gone. If we trade back, I would not be surprised. I don't think we're trading up. We don't do that a lot unless we have extra picks from somebody else, and we really don't have the extra picks to do that. Unless someone is desperate, way up there at 6. And the reason I say that, they don't have a second, they don't have a third, they don't have a fourth. Just saying. Wouldn't that be funny if you didn't have to give up your first round pick? You give up next year's first round pick, next year's third round pick, and the extra 4th this year to move up to 6. We do have a 7th round pick. We just have 2 picks in the 4th, 5th, and 6th, is what I'm saying. That's 6 picks in 3 rounds, and the 7th round pick is pick 221 or 223. Let me look that up for you. Yeah, we have 17, 50, 118, 128, 157, 181, 205, 213, and 222. We have the 17th pick. I would love for us to grab Cam Jordan because I think it would be perfect. Have him opposite Hutch with Hassanin in the background, Pascal coming back. And the compensatory pick is for AG. The compensatory picks we'll get for Alex Anzalone and Amik Robertson will be next year. Yep. Both of their starting corners. Good Lord. I just feel like I got something crawling on me today. Yeah, I want AJ Epinesa because he'll be a lot cheaper. So according to Copilot, center we replaced. Offensive tackle, defensive edge, defensive cornerback, and safety are our biggest needs. Because we know Kirby may. I don't want Greenlaw. He'll be expensive and old. And he's oft injured anymore. So knowing what we know, do we have to draft a center in the second round? No, we can go edge. That being said, I think I'm going to do my mock now and change it up. I'll draft a center still, but I might draft one later. I'd love to get Logan Jones, but that may not be the route we go because of the needs on the team. Does that make sense how I said it? And away we go, boys. Caleb Lomu's there, which means Monroe Freeling went earlier. Do I go back one pick and get a third rounder? Hell yes. I'm taking this trade. I don't even think I have now 22 and 55. Okay. I'm not taking another trade. Caleb Lomu. Cassius, I like Gabe Jacobs better than Cassius Howell myself. Cassius Howell is like the size of a linebacker. Gabe Jacobs is a true defensive end. Now we got pick 82. I'm going safety. No. Murray Ramsey. I love Jalen Kilgore here. I do. That's why. 6'1", 210, 966 RAS. He had a DB score of 91.6 by PFSN. This is my safety. This is the one I want. Ball hawking hitter. No, I don't need it. We do need a guard, right? Let's go Dunker. At 128, I'm going to go corner. I like trading Stukes. I love what he did there. Or Takario Davis. 976 for him. 988. I'll take trading Stukes. Now I got 157. Linebacker. Kendall Daniels. Lander Barton's still here. I think we need a defensive tackle. I like Tyler Needham, but he didn't run. 785 is actually really good. Now we're down to those last three. Oh, Trey Zoon just went off the board. That sucks. Pat Coogan. Little Beck. Don't have anything on him. What about he don't have anything on him? I know what he is. He actually weighs 230 the last I heard. And this is where I get my QB. I go Jack Strand. Diego Pavia can kick rocks. Him and Talik Williams. All right. Let's get back to normal view. I will laugh if Jerry Jones get Trey Hagerton, which is a possibility, right? Yeah, they're one of the ones. Oh, I know they are. Rico Dowdell is a good running back. You lost Gainwell and you got better, in my opinion. He'll be missed in Carolina. So let's load that up. Let's see what we got. Ten picks because I traded back to 18. Caleb Lomo, Gabe Jacobs, Jalen Kilgore, Jennings Dunker, Traden Stoops, Kendall Daniels, Nick Barrett, Pat Coogan, Chip Trayanum, Jack Strand. Yeah, I know. If they give him a bunch of money, it is stupid. But he is one of the best pass rushers in the league. I didn't say he is the best, one of the best. Nice to see you in the chat there, Sebastian. Tell us where you're from. I'm from right here in Burton, Michigan, just outside of Flint, where the water's shit, but the tires are good. And for my older guys, they know what that's from. That's from the saying for my sponsor, the place I work for, Brandon's Tires, right here in Flint, Michigan. It's been one hell of a day, hasn't it? So let's see what the latest NFL signings are. Yeah, he is always hurt. Bills extended Dawson Knox. Chiefs signed Kenneth Walker. Dolphins signed Malik Willis. 49ers signed Mike Evans. Raiders go on a spending spree. Linderbaum, Quay Walker, Nakobe Dean, and Kwity Paye, along with re-signing their other edge. Steelers acquire Michael Pittman via trade and then extend him immediately. Packers add the cornerback from the Chargers. Fantastic, Sebastian. Bills add another tight end. Lions add Cade Mays and Larry Borom. Like I said, I think Borom is fighting for that swing tackle spot vacated by Skipper, who's now a part of the coaching staff when he retired. Anzalone to Tampa Bay. DJ Reader not re-signed anywhere. Amik Robertson to Washington. People are still talking about Josh Reynolds like he's part of this team, and he's not been on the team for a year. I don't get that. That's what we drafted Tesla for, is to replace Reynolds, and he did that. And with better production with 6 touchdowns. I think the Tesla pick was sneaky good. I hated the draft compensation, but the pick was amazing. Just remember, he had 6 more touchdowns than first round pick Matthew Golden. To put that into perspective. But as free agency goes on tonight, I'll be a part of Driving to the Top Productions. We'll discuss all of this again and any moves that were made today. That goes live at 9 p.m. here on my channel as well as theirs. because anytime I'm a guest somewhere, I share it. Still waiting for the news to break that Goff is re-signed or restructured, I should say. Saturday, I do my baseball show, which is all about the MLB. I'm just getting dabbling into the Tiger stuff. So I'm looking forward to it. And I showed it yesterday. I'll show it again today. This is the new logo, KCB Sports, because I'm going to start talking all 4 professional teams. As you can see, you got Pistons, you got Tigers, you got Lions, and you got the red wings around the shield representing hockey. But my focus predominantly is the Lions. I'll be doing one show a week per other sport. Because guess what? It's time to draw everybody in. I want to grow. I want to be one of the best sports podcasters out there. So I got a lot of research to do. I want to be able to talk competently about the other sports like I do about football. I know baseball because I played baseball. That's why I'm naturally good at talking baseball with people. Played it back in high school. Nothing professional. I did go to school with Scott Aldred out at Montrose, who was drafted in 1988 when he graduated, same year I graduated. This is my unsung hero I want. I love this guy. Sebastian, yes. People just want big moves. We don't need it. We just need solid players to fill Brad's spots. Brad's going to get our major needs in the draft. Yes, absolutely. And it looks like Scooble's going to pitch is mulling over debating on pitching a second game in the WBC. And let me explain why that does not hurt him. Pitchers are only allowed to pitch 55 pitches per game in the WBC. And once he realized that, that's why he was only in 3 innings. He gave up 1 run on a home run, but proceeded to strike out 5 guys out of the next 9. He had a hell of a game. Yes, go Tigers. So pretty soon we'll have a hoops talk and we'll have a puck talk. And I'll be talking, but I'm going to do it more like a league-wide thing, but with my focus being on the Detroit teams, because that's what I do. Probably getting closer to playoff time. I'm trying to develop it, get my knowledge ready. I think Cade Cunningham is one of the top 3 finalists for MVP this year, the way he's playing. If the rest of the team could keep up his level of play, they wouldn't lose at all. But they've lost 4 straight, and it's not looking good heading into the playoffs as they're losing positions in the Eastern Conference. The Red Wings keep rolling, though. And I love the trade that Yzerman did at the deadline. We needed somebody on the front line that was more of a distributor at the defensive end as well as an enforcer, and we got him. Right. And plus, with the pending CBA next year and the possible lockout and a salary cap coming, that's going to change how much Scooble can get. And a lot of people aren't paying attention to that. This year was arbitration because it was team control. We opted to keep him. It would have been a 19 million salary. He went to arbitration because he deserved more, and he got it. All he had to do was put his plaques on the table in front of him. This speaks for itself. Back-to-back Cy Youngs. I want more. And he won. No questions asked. He got his 32 million for this year. He wanted us to release him, guys. That's what it was. He wanted to go somewhere else. And he may. But it won't be for as much as he's making this year because the salary cap is looming, and a lot of owners want it if it wins by 66%. 100%. Like I said, this was his 5th year of control. It was team control. Last year, he had the player option. He came back and played on that $18 million salary just fine as the player option, but it wasn't good enough when it was the team option. Do you see what I'm getting at there? He thought that we just let him go, and they said, no, take it to arbitration. And $30 million a year is probably what he's worth, but 4 or 5 years is about right. Everybody makes it sound like we were 500 million away from what he wanted. No, we were 5 years away from what he wanted. That was the issue. Is that what you were getting at, Sebastian? We offered him 5 years at 150. That was the rumored offer. And everybody's like, oh, that's way too low for him. Well, that's because we weren't deferring the payment out so far that it cripples the cap for decades. We're not doing the Dodgers or Yankees thing. We did a little bit of that with Verlander, but 11 million pushed down the road don't hurt you. When you're talking 20 million a year over a length of a 10-year contract, that's 200 million due when it's over. That's a lot. That hurts. That's a whole roster. And basically, Shohei Ohtani got the Bobby Bonilla contract. They're going to be paying on that the rest of this century. Exactly. They wanted a park that was smaller. Bregman just came out of the Houston Astros. That is not a hitter's park, except down the lines. We moved the walls in 10 feet. It's still not a hitter's park through left center, right center, and center field. It's better than it was, but it's not a hitter's park. It's a pitcher's park. And that's why we have a lot of success. Those line drives that get near the warning track that we catch all the time realistically wouldn't be caught in most of the other stadiums. Go to Yankees to try to catch one there. You'll be running through the wall. Especially in right field. Yes, I hope they keep him on the active roster. Parker Meadows is still a liability on offense. His defense is good. Put Baez at center. Use Parker Meadows as a rotational player. That'd be my suggestion. McGonigal at shortstop. Keep the infield just the way you got it set up. Move Baez to center. Green in left and Carey in right. Boom. You got an outfield. Or vice versa. Carey left, right. Don't care. I wonder if that young kid we got out of the Dominican Republic last year is doing every good. The one that Miggy scouted. I don't think he can play in the major leagues till next year when he's 18, though. He's only 17 years old. I think he hit a home run the other day, though. A moonshot. So if you like the content you see here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe. I'm pushing to get to that 1,000. I want to be there before the end of this year. And it's not because I have to get paid to do this. I've been doing it for 4 years because I love doing it. I love talking football. And pretty soon I'm going to love talking the other 3 sports too. I already love talking baseball. It was a fun crew. Adam McNally, Big Rich, and Boston Paul. That was a fun crew. Check it out. Baseball Roundtable Talks. Tomorrow night, 9:30 p.m., I have my NFL one, which is going to be lit with all the moves that were made. Today, it's been awfully quiet. Nothing really big coming. So let's see what happens the rest of the day. And as I always say at the end of all of my shows, try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. Much love to everybody in the chat. May your day be great, and we will see you later. Have a great day, everybody.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.